1460 WVOX.
Now, live from Whitney Media, 1460 WVOX, the Greenberg Report, with Greenberg Town Supervisor Paul Feiner. You can join in the conversation at 914-636-0110. Now on 1460 WVOX, here's Greenberg Town Supervisor Paul Feiner.
Hi, my name's Paul Feiner. I'm the Greenberg Town Supervisor, and we're so lucky today to have a special guest. Brandon Whyte is the owner of a new business in Elmsford called Dream Dance Studio. And Dream Dance Studio provides young people and old people from the ages of 2 and up with the opportunity to enjoy ballet, hip-hop, Zumba, K-pop, dance, just have a lot of fun. And Brandon, you just started your business. When did you start it?
January 2022.
And maybe you could just tell us a little bit first. Where's your studio located?
So we're located in Elmsford, 321 East Main Street, on the side of Popeyes and Staples. But it's a beautiful space. We have a lot of seating, a lot of parking outside. But like you said, we offer ballet, hip hop, Zumba, K-pop. We offer a little bit of everything. So, and for all ages as well.
What made you decide to open up a business in 2022?
Well, it's always been a huge love, passion, and I've always wanted to dance, so I said to myself, I just want to share my knowledge with kids, I want to give back as well. So, I just wanted to basically share everything that I know about dance, and give another young child the experience, opportunities, and just share everything that I know about it.
This is really great. I find this personally very interesting because my niece, Mariah Trenk, is classical pianist with the Pennsylvania Ballet. So now whenever I see her, she's talking about ballet. Do you think some of the 2-year-olds and kids who take your classes will be prepared so maybe one day they could be with the New York City Ballet?
Well, that's my goal. I want to put them on a big stage, a grand stage for everyone to see, a show like America's Got Talent, The World of Dance, Ellen, something that can give them a lot of exposure. And that's why we're doing a lot of shows now, because that's our goal, to really push them out there and really explore the world.
And if somebody isn't sure if they'll like it, you have a free trial?
We do, yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so first we offer a one-time free trial. That's with the instructor. And then they can do a 2-week trial for $29. And they can take up to 2 classes a week under that.
That is great.
Yeah.
Boy, I could see you have excellent business skills.
Yeah, well, I'm okay.
Did you take any business courses?
Yes. So I went to IAP online school. That's where I got my degree to learn to run a dance school. It taught me the ins and outs of it. I also took a course at WCC on dance, hip hop. So, it taught me how to teach that as well. But I've always knew how to dance.
Is it tough to start a business?
It is very tough.
And are there surprises?
Yeah, a lot. It's always something new. It keeps you on your toes. So, but it's always something that's changing. It's just always something.
You had to open up like a studio, and I guess you dealt with the Elmsford Village, government. Were they easy to work with?
They were, yes. Mayor, yes, the mayor was very helpful. The inspector, everybody was, I'm very grateful for everyone that helped out with this process along the way, but everyone was very helpful, yes.
So one of the lessons is if somebody's looking at opening up a business in Elmsford, it's a good place to do business.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
That is great. Could you tell us a little bit about some of the instructors that you have?
So we have Myself, I teach hip hop, I teach K-pop, I teach the competition team. We also have a Zumba instructor. Her name is Mar. She's certified in every level. And then we have a ballet instructor. Jessica is her name, and she teaches. She's like top notch. She's very certified as well. We have Ellie. She teaches hip hop as well on the days that I can't. And then we also have a ballroom instructor. Cesar is his name.
Great. We have to take a break. Could you tell us? Well, again, your Dream Dance Studio, 321 East Main Street in Elmsford. What's the phone number? Oh, it's 914-785-8585.
1460 WVOX.
Now back to the Greenberg Report on 1460 WVOX. Once again, here's Greenberg Town Supervisor Paul Feiner.
Hi, I'm Paul Feiner, and it's a pleasure to have as a special guest Brandon Whyte, who's the owner of a new business in Elmsford, Dream Dance Studio. They're located at 321 East Main Street, Elmsford. And if you have a dream that your child should one day perform at the New York City Ballet or a famous ballet anywhere in the country, you might want to start them early. You mentioned on your website, and what's the website again? I forgot.
MyDanceDream.com.
MyDanceDream.com, that you could start as early as 2-year-olds.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Do you have any 2-year-olds?
We do. We have a lot of 2-year-olds.
Wow. What does a 2-year-old do?
So they play mostly ballet games. They learn, the different skill sets, plie, and different moves relating to that class. So, like different ballet moves and things of that kind of nature.
Oh, wow. We started at 2 years old. Who's your oldest student?
We have a 16, sorry. Her name is Dea. So,
And if somebody's like the oldest, do they feel uncomfortable being with younger kids?
They do for the most part. But, I try to mold them into becoming a mentor to
Right.
those of younger ages.
Right, so it could be training for a job, actually.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
So today's older students could be tomorrow's teachers or
Yeah.
tomorrow's performers.
Yeah.
When did you start taking up dance?
I started when I was 13. It's funny because this was at the graduation, 6th grade. So Michael Jackson had died, and I didn't know who he was at the time. And it's shocking. I know, but I didn't know who he was. And I said to myself, who is this guy everyone's crying over? He just died. I didn't know who he was. And I know it sounds crazy. But from there, I went home. I said, you know what? Michael Jackson. Typed him in. And the first clip that I saw of him, he did the moonwalk. And I said, oh my goodness, from this day forward, this is what I want to do. I want to teach kids how to dance.
That is great. And you mentioned to me during the break that you also worked in maintenance at the police department before. So you basically went from being an employee of the town and working with the police department to opening up your own business.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Did you ever, when you were younger, think that you'd one day be a business owner?
It's funny because I did, but I didn't. I knew I wanted to dance. I knew I wanted to share my knowledge, but it wasn't like I didn't think I would own a dance school. I never thought of that. So,
Do you have any police officers who are sending your kids, their kids to?
a few.
Wow.
A few.
Well, that's probably because you have such a good reputation, and people like you in the town. Do you one day want to open up franchises? Do you consider the 321 East Main Street, Elmsford, location of Dream Dance Studios almost the first of many studios that you're going to have?
That's the 5-year plan. So
That's your 5-year plan?
yeah.
that is great. what advice would you give somebody who wants to start a business? Could you tell us if there's been any disappointments or surprises, and what have you learned from this?
So I would say once they find what they like to do and they have a passion for it, lock onto it. Don't let go, because it will be hard. There'll be ups and downs, but lock onto something that you love, and if you love it, you'll never work a day in your life. But once you lock onto it, keep on going. Don't stop.
So sometimes when you were starting the business, were you a little discouraged at the beginning?
Yes, there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of everything. LLC formation. There's a lot of, you got to do negotiation, this and that it's just always something, and it's an up and down hill, and you just have to just lock into it and just keep going. You don't stop.
Great, but I guess the reward is that you have a lot of happy students and happy parents.
Absolutely, yes.
And let me ask a question. If somebody wants to watch a performance of some of your future stars, they could. Do you have performances coming up?
We do. We have quite a few. We have one at the Kinsicle Dam next week, which is the 4th. That's on Saturday.
And what is that? What is that tied into?
Yes.
Is there another event where you're performing?
It's Asian Pacific Month, I think, and it's a K-pop show. So we're doing a 5-minute routine there, and then the following week we are doing. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Hold on, give me 1 second. White Plains. They're having this big Juneteenth parade, so we're gonna perform on stage there. And then after that, we are doing something on August 2nd for the town, National Night Out.
Great, and I mentioned that we're starting a farmers market at the Greenberg Town Hall every Thursday, and maybe you could perform there. So for people who want to save money, it costs over $100 or way over $100 to see the New York City Ballet, and maybe you could see future performers for free. Right now. If somebody takes your classes, but they're shy about performances, do they have to perform?
They don't have to, and being shy is actually it's something that is very common, because that's why we do one-on-one intros first. We don't like to throw them with the big group with 20 other kids. So, that's why we always do a free one-on-one class, but they do not have to perform if they don't want to.
Right. But again, one of the nice things about your program and Dream Dance Studios is it gives students confidence. So they might be shy, but once they start performing and get on stage, then it could open up a self-confidence, make them feel great about themselves, and help them, even if they don't want to become dancers.
Yeah, and that's the goal too. It's to keep them outgoing, and keep them. It's important for us to build a bond with the kids. Great.
We have to take another break. And I just want to remind our audience, I'm speaking to Brandon Whyte, Dream Dance Studio, located at 321 East Main Street in Elmsford. And their phone number is 914-785-8585. And that's around the corner from Popeyes. And what's your website?
MyDanceDream.com.
Great. This is going so fast, this interview. And thank you for participating. We'll be right back in a few minutes. I'm Paul Feiner, Greenberg Town Supervisor.
Back to the Greenberg Report on 1460 WVOX. Once again, here's Greenberg Town Supervisor Paul Feiner.
Good morning, I'm Paul Feiner. I'm the Greenberg Town Supervisor. My guest is Brandon Whyte, and he's the new owner of a new business, Dream Dance Studio, and they're located at 321 East Main Street in Elmsford. Telephone 785-8585. And it's very inspiring to see a new business open when these are very difficult times for a business. So, were you like a little nervous about starting a business when everybody is saying the economy is not that great?
A little bit. I was a little bit nervous, but you can't really focus on what everyone else says. You just have to focus on your passion, your dreams, and just stick to it.
How often are your classes?
It's every day except for Sunday. So we're closed on that day unless there's like a birthday party
Right. And do you have you have a lot of parties?
all the time. All the
Is
time,
that a
yes.
big part of the business, the parties?
Yes.
To rent the space for parties, is it expensive?
It is not. No. So we charge 45 for the hour.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah. Yeah. So if
That,
you
that
want-
must be the lowest. And so they just get the room for
Yes.
$45.
Yes.
And if they want, a class for the kids, is that expensive also?
Yes. So we have a whole package plan that we have. It includes, decor. It includes plates, tables, chairs, instructor coming in to teach. So we have a whole plan that we give to the kids.
Right. So it's really great that you provide people with affordable, dance programs. One of the questions that I had is, let's say somebody is going to a wedding or a prom, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, christening, and they basically are embarrassed because they don't know how to dance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have, special classes for people who just want to learn a little bit?
Yeah, we do. We do. Yes. So you can pick any day throughout the week. It can be in the morning. It can be in the afternoon. But, it all depends on which time you pick throughout the day. That will determine the rate.
So it's actually a little bit of a good mental health, program. If somebody has anxiety because they're embarrassed that they're going to make a fool out of themselves, they could take your class. How many times do you think they would need to do it to get acceptable?
At least twice a week.
For how long?
Twice a week. And I would say for about 2 months.
And then they could go to the party and be relaxed and have fun.
Yes, that's correct.
That is great for people who have weddings coming up and they're sort of a little embarrassed because they don't want to look bad. I was going to ask, could you maybe describe the different types of dances? What is K-pop?
So K-pop is Korean dance. It's with Korean songs, but it's rap. So but it's basically the same moves as hip hop. So, but it's just they're rapping in Korean.
Oh, wow. And what about Zumba?
Zumba is more like Latin, like salsa music. I would say merengue, bachata. So
Great. And then ballet is more traditional.
yes.
In terms of you have a special offer for Zumba. It's $59 a month. Can
Yes,
you tell
sir,
us
that's
a little bit about that?
So for $59 a month, you could take up to 6 classes a week. That includes hip hop fitness. That includes Zumba. The classes are 45 a class, 45 minutes.
So you could take it's $59 a month, and you could take how many classes?
6 classes a week.
That's amazing. So that's below the minimum wage, right?
Yes.
That is. Do a lot of people sign up for that?
Yes, they do.
That
They
is.
do.
That is great. What gave you the idea? I guess what you want is for people to enjoy it and get the taste of dance and the taste of your studio, and then you're hoping that the word will spread and you'll get more customers.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is great. Where do you get your business? Where do you get all these ideas?
I I just have a very creative mind, and I also have a mentor as well, and he's helped me out a lot. So but I also have a lot of people that I admire, like the Chief McNerney, other people that I really look up to. So
Oh, and they give you advice, and you stay in touch with them.
yes,
That is, that is great. So, it seems to me that your dance studio has like a large support network of a lot of people in the community who really want to make sure that your studio is successful.
yes, sir, that's correct.
That is, that is really, great. So you must have been an amazing town employee in the police department to have that, that degree of support in the community.
Yes, that's correct.
That is great. If somebody thinks that they don't like dance, why would do you think dance is for everybody? And
I think it could be for everybody. You just have to put the work in, just like with anything else. But if you tell yourself, "Oh no, I can't do it," then of course you're not going to. So you have to change your mindset first, and then after that, then you can, discover how good you can become at dance.
that is, that is great. In terms of people who really want to become, go into the field. What type of programs do you have for people who are a little bit more ambitious?
So like I said, we have a competition team, and they do different shows. So we have a bunch of shows throughout the summer lined up for them.
Could you tell us a little bit about the shows that you're going to be performing?
So the first one is a K-pop show at the dam, Kensico Dam, and then after that is the Juneteenth parade show, and then after that is National Night Out at Town Hall, and then after that is Elmsford Day on October 2nd.
Oh, so that's so that's great. So I guess the parents are real, and do the kids really get excited about the performances?
They do. They love it. They love it. They just talk about it all the time. Mr. Brandon, we have a show coming up. And I'm like, yes, I know.
And do you televise them, or did you tape the
Yes, we
shows?
do. We do.
And I'm going to ask, if you do the farmers market, I'm going to ask if we could televise it on our Greenberg public access, TV stations.
Yes, please. That would be great.
So this way they could be TV stars. Well, and then show it to all, to show it to all their family, and friends. Are there are other dance studios in Westchester? What differentiates your dance studio from the other businesses, or are all of them pretty much the same?
I think what we offer when they come in is very different than the traditional way that schools just offer, free class, and then you either enroll or you don't. We offer a different placement, and we bond with the kids as well. That's our number one thing. We want to bond with them because that's important for us. That
is great. We have to take one more break, and this is the last break of the show. I just want to mention that my guest is Brandon Whyte, and he's with Dream Dance Studio, 321 East Main Street in Elmsford, telephone 785-8585, and your website is?
mydancedream.com.
Great. I'm Paul Feiner, Greenberg Town Supervisor. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.
Now back to the Greenberg Report on 1460 WVOX. Once again, here's Greenberg Town Supervisor Paul Feiner.
Hi, I'm Paul Feiner. I'm the Greenberg Town Supervisor, and my guest is the owner of Dream Dance Studios, Brandon Whyte. And you grew up in the town?
Yes, sir, I did.
In Elmsford always?
Yes.
That's great. And Brandon started a business at the beginning of the year. Dream Dance Studios, and it was impressive because News 12 did a profile about the business, and there's like a lot of new businesses that are opening up all over, and people are like dying to get the free publicity from a news media like News 12. How were you able to get News 12 to feature your studio?
Well, I explained to them that it's a dream for me. A dream came true. And I would love to have them come out. But I also know people as well. So
So that's good.
so yeah.
So so that's great. So why don't we go over in the remaining time, some of the classes and when you give them.
So off the top of my head, let me try to remember. We have ages 4 to 6 year olds on Monday and Wednesday from 4 to 4:45 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday from 5:45 to 6:30 p.m. And then we have a Saturday class from 10 to 10:45 a.m. And then all the classes just fit within that range, but we have them from ages for hip hop, ages 4 and up, ballet, ages 2 and up, and then we have Zumba as well.
Do you have? You mentioned your oldest students are 17. Do you have like older people who are in their 30s or 40s or 50s taking classes, or is that something that you're thinking about expanding?
We do. So we have Zumba, and they range all different ages, 25, 30, 45, 50, 60, up. So it just depends. But we definitely have a lot of people that range throughout all ages, from ages 2 all the way up to adults.
Why do people like Zumba?
Because it's a workout, it really gets your heart rate up, and around this time, people really would like to get out the house and, work out because they've been locked inside the house for 2 or 3 years now. So, it's a good way to get out. And
So the Zumba classes are given outside rather than inside?
no, they're inside the studio.
Inside, the studio. And is Zumba difficult to learn?
No, not really, because it's more like a workout. Now, hip hop fitness, the class I teach, I go intense in that class. So it's a lot of sweating, it's a lot of movement, where Zumba's a little bit more, it's not as intense as hip hop fitness.
What if somebody wants to do like the intense dancing, but they don't really have the experience? Do you recommend that they, gradually first take an easier class and then?
Yes. So I think it's best if they start with the class that's in their level, and then from there we go up like that.
And in terms of, let's say somebody finds it hard to follow instructions, is that a problem for some people?
As far as kids, you mean, or
Kids or any of your students?
so? It's not really a problem. It's not hard. I know what to expect because they're kids. They don't really understand yet. So I have a lot of patience, experience with kids as well. So, I don't get annoyed by it because I understand, and I was once them.
Right. So that's good. So what are your goals? Like, where would you want to see yourself in a couple years?
I would like to see my students perform on a grand stage, a huge stage. Maybe competing for a trophy, scholarship, anything big like that. But I want them to basically excel to the next level up. I wouldn't want them to stay dancing, at a local. I want them to go national. So that's my goal.
At the Greenberg Town Board meeting this past week, we had the Theater Young Community Center has a dance program, and the students performed before the town board. What's sort of the difference between, say, a program, say, at the Theater Young Community Center, or school dance program, and say your dance studio? If somebody says, "Oh, I'll just take the program at the Theater Young Community Center."
I'm not really sure what their program offers, but I could tell you what ours does. So we offer ballet, hip hop, Zumba. We build a bond with the kids. You know, that's our number one thing. You know, so that's our goal with them, to build a bond and establish a connection with each child. So.
And this is also an opportunity for students from different school districts to interact with other young people who may live a couple miles away.
Absolutely, yes.
Now, most of your students are from the Greenberg area. Could you tell us a little bit about the demographics of the students who...
We have students that come from all over. We have students that come from Greenberg, Elmsford, Terrytown, White Plains, Scarsdale. So it's a mixture. But we have a lot of kids that just come from all over.
How do you, is it all word of mouth?
We do advertise online, you know, send out postcards, different things, different ways to get the word out.
For businesses that are thinking of, you know, they don't know how to spread the word, could you tell us a little, you know, you mentioned that you send out mailings to people in the area. Do you target the mailings to certain, you know, age groups, or you just send it to everybody?
We do target, but it's, you know, it's basically everyone at the same time as well.
Everyone in the same neighborhood, like the immediate area.
Yes, sir.
So that's great. And do you have programs during the summer?
We do. We run all year round, so it's not like we stop for you know, for like 2 months, 3 months, and then we pick back up months later. You know, we run all year round.
Is it harder in the summer when people are at camp to get participation, or is it?
Not necessarily, no. Because again, we build a bond with the kids, and the kids don't want to leave us. So, but next year we will be doing a camp. So, but this the first year, so you know we really can't just up and do a camp.
So you're basically figuring that you're going to have like a summer camp because sometimes people really don't even know what to do with their kids. That's a great idea. I remember when my daughter was younger, especially after the camp season is over, the traditional camp season's over. Like a mini camp could be really successful, I think.
Absolutely, yes, and they can learn the dance skills. They can learn different terminology for dance. They can learn everything, and then plus do different things. You know, go ice skating. You know, play at the park. So we can get a bus to take them around. In addition to dance as well.
You're located near the Westchester Skating Academy. Is part of? Could you see ice dancing as part of your programs?
I could for the summer. Yes,
right.
I think so.
That could be fun. We only have maybe a minute and a half left, and I'm wondering if there's any other things that we didn't touch on that you'd want to bring up.
So September 3rd, we are having a back to school event, and that is September 3rd from 1 to 3:30. I think that is very important to give back, you know, because I was once at a point where I was not in a position to give back. So I want to definitely give back to the town, to everyone, basically. You know, I want to give out book bags, notebooks, pads, everything, pens, pencils, everything that we can do. You know, I want to give that back.
So that's really great. You know, I think what I'm learning from this interview is not only have you opened up a great business and you're providing parents and children with a great opportunity to excel in dance, but you're a business that really cares about the community. So it's not only about yourself. It's not only about it's basically improving other people's quality of life, which I think is really, really commendable. And
yes, sir.
I think that's one of the reasons why you're going to be a great success, because you're a business that has the community rooting for your success. It's not usually when somebody has a business, they're rooting for their own success, but you have a lot of people who want you to be successful.
Absolutely, yes.
That is great. So we only have a couple seconds left, and could you tell us again how people could contact you?
So our phone number is 914-785-8585. Our website is mydancedream.com, and we are located at 321 East Main Street in Elmsford, New York.
And if somebody's not sure if they'll like it, you offer a free trial.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And then, if I remember, if they take the free trial and they're still not 100% sure, they could have 2 extra trials at reduced rates.
Yes, sir.
So there's very little downside.
Yes, sir.
That is great. I'm Paul Feiner. I'm Greenberg Town Supervisor. And good luck. I'm sure one day you'll have Dream Dance Studios all over the country. You'll have franchises, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. I'm Paul Feiner, Greenberg Town Supervisor.